Hello, and welcome to the Power of Charms interview and podcast series. I'm Kay McDonald, and today I have the world's best interior designer by my standards. Her name is Barbara Kaplan, and Barbara has helped me through the years with my home and my office and all kinds of things. She's full of resources and full of ideas, and I'm so excited to introduce Barbara Kaplan from Design Dimensions. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, how are you, Kay?
I am so good. I'm so good. You have such interesting stories about how you are just living your purpose and your life. Can you tell us about Design Dimensions and how you got started and what your methods are?
As I graduated college with a degree in design, and as we found out today, we graduated from the same college.
Yes.
That's so funny.
FIT in New York, right? Yeah.
So I started working, and I worked for a design firm on Madison Avenue. And then I went out on my own, and I realized that I was doing what I was taught in school. However, I had no right to tell people how to live in their own home. And it became obvious to me that I had to ask questions, dig deeper into the people I was working for, and discover their life, their inner life with their home. And so I developed my method of interior design, which is called the Bajaro Method. And I wrote a book by that name. It says the Bajaro Method, Rooms Have No Feelings, You Do. And it's all about the interior of the person first. Then we can fill the interior of the room with the people who live there and make it a very personal statement for them.
What you do is so very important. And I don't think that some people realize the impact that interior design can have on their lives. And I'm going to give a couple examples in my life. One of my previous office, you came in and it was just a blank box, and my company colors are black and white. And you're like, paint that wall black. And I was like, oh my God, really? Paint the wall black and do white curtains. And it was just a showpiece, Barbara. But you listened to me and you asked about my company and what our goals and objectives were and what our image was. And then you came up with this fabulous application of design. So I know that what you do is an extreme talent, but tell us how rooms have no feelings. Like, what does that mean?
Well, it means that a room is an empty canvas. And so when we are in it, what do we do with it? And I also would like to add that we're always in an environment. We're always in a room. So the only rooms that we can actually control are the ones that we, like our home and maybe our offices, depending if it's our own office or if we're in a corporate situation, it's a little different, but then we can still tweak it in many ways. But that's the place where we come home at night, we feel nurtured, we feel safe, we heal from the day. Mm-hmm. So many years ago when I wrote the book, it was about healing environments. And today it's a little more holistic. Mm-hmm. They're just words though, because we're all healing, healing or hurting in every environment that we're in. Mm-hmm. And we can control that in our homes, but we can't always control that when we're out. I'm sitting in my office on my desk chair, and I can control how comfortable I am on this chair. But if I were in a restaurant, I can't control if the table's too high, the table's too low, too far away. You know, there is so many elements, little things that make such a difference. And I feel that's what makes it so important. And then we can express in our homes, of course, the definition of what we think is beautiful, what brings us joy and brings us well-being.
You know, I would imagine we've just been through the pandemic, and it seems like it's rearing its head again, but gosh, everybody's been in their homes so much. And I know that you have that really interesting twist to your business where you talk about healing environments and holistic. Tell us what the main elements are, and if you have maybe 2 or 3 suggestions that people can do to make their environment more healing. I know, you know, like sound and smell and things like that.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying sounds, because that is obviously the 5 senses are critical. And you can't negate one or the other over the other, because everyone has a different reaction and a sensitivity. Some are more audio, some are more affected by the touch, the feel of fabrics. I always love when I say to a client, hey, do you like this fabric? And they go, let me touch it, let me see. They're more tactile. And it's just acknowledging who we are and what the elements are that are important to us. And now that I say elements, the Bajaro method is made up of the 3 elements: understanding, accepting, and allowing. First, we have to understand who we are and understand what we need to bring happiness, joy, beauty into our homes. Then once we understand that, we have to accept, okay, this is what I need. And what do I have to do? How much is it going to cost? Where am I going to find it? Who's going to help me do this? And all the other questions that come up. And then finally, we have to allow it to happen. We have to open ourselves up to the change that's going to occur. And therefore, we have gone through the steps, but the steps aren't always in that order. They start out to be in that order, but while you're going through the process, you're also changing, and you need to allow something before you accept it, or accept it and allow it. So it's really using those words as a guide to give you confidence and encourage you to discover yourself in your environment.
Right. It's so important. I know you came over to my house and helped me with my interior design when we redid my kitchen. And I have this beautiful plant that I love. It's a money plant. I've had it for years, and I had it kind of over in the corner. And you said, Kate, this needs to come out. This needs to sit right on your big counter. And I must tell you, just that one movement of that one item has just changed the whole room. So I think adding a beautiful green plant or something like that can be so uplifting, and you don't even realize just a small change can.
You're so right, Kate. And there's 2 things I'd like to add to that. One is that interior design, interior decorating doesn't have to be this big thing that people think it is, that they have to take everything out of their house. And if they take something out, they have to replace it. It's really about looking at it as an empty canvas, maybe to begin with, and then to see, does this still serve me? Does this still bring me joy? And if that plant is such an important plant to me, why is it in the corner? Why don't I bring it to a place that I see it more and can enjoy it more? And the other thing is that I would like to pick up on when you say plant is one of the big things right now, and up and coming things, is biophilia. Now that sounds like a disease.
What is that?
But biophilia, it's the love of nature. And you'll see this is going to be much bigger as time goes on. It's bringing plants into your environment. Seldom do you walk into a commercial situation where you don't see all these big, beautiful plants. And I bring them very much more into the home right now. Even one plant can change the whole feeling of a room. And it's healthier. It with photosynthesis, and the air gets better. It's cleaner, and it just makes you feel like you're outdoors, and the outdoors comes in, there's that interplay, and you don't feel closed in. And I think now, especially during COVID, when we're in so much more, this is a wonderful way to lift your spirits and to bring sunshine into your home and good health.
Absolutely. So, hey, if that's one tip that you can give people to cheer them up right now, I think that's a beautiful one. But you do something I've never seen another interior design do, and that's you offer this amazing test. It's called the Color and Design Profile. And I couldn't believe when I took that test, I was like, yes, oh my gosh, all of a sudden it defines you. It tells, it helps you bring out what your style is, tell us about that test, because it's available to everyone, right?
Exactly. It's on my website, thebajaromethod.com, and it's free. And you can just take it and discover what your colors are, what your shapes are, your textures, your woods, your metals, your whole style. You just answer 23 questions, and you will discover what it'll bring out your taste. It'll bring out your personality and what you're comfortable with. I based it on the 4 seasons of color.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe that the colors that we look good in are the colors that we feel good in. And so go to your closet, take some of your clothes out that you really love and enjoy wearing and put them in your room. And it'll also help you discover what you would like to decorate with.
Right. Well, it's a great test. I think I need to take that again, because you also evolve and change too.
Yes.
So you have another aspect to your business that I think is really unusual. And again, I haven't seen any other interior designer do this, and that's why you're such an innovator. But you started something called Barbara's Picks. Tell us about Barbara's Picks.
Well, Barbara's Picks is an outgrowth of the wonderful people that I've worked with over 30 years of being in business. And why keep them a secret? They need to stay in business, first of all. So I wanted to share them with everyone. Additionally, the public doesn't know consumers who want to do it themselves and not work with a designer very often have no idea who to talk to and how to get resources and qualified people who really know what they're doing and not just mislead them, people who are expert in what they do, and people who are priced well too. You want to make sure that you're getting good value for your money. So I vet all my vendors, and it's based on the best of the best people in design and lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And your lifestyle is your everything. And another word that I have really adapted into my business is holistic living. And that really encompasses so much of what we're saying right now. Everything it's all holistic. It's all about our world. It's a complete person. We're not just one thing. Right. We have to be complete. It's the whole. Holistic just means the whole person. Mm-hmm. And so I like to look at the whole person when I'm working with someone or a family. We need to make sure that everybody's needs are met, and how we can balance that in every room and keep it within budget, of course. And very often I have a whole family take that quiz, and the profile really says so much, and then they discuss it and they find, gee, we do like this or we don't like this. You find commonality with people through that, and also why there may be some dispute of why you don't want to do something in your home, and it helps you understand that other person as well, and of course yourself.
So I think that's important for everyone, and I have a really burning question. What's your style? What is your house like?
Whoa. Truthfully, I call my style early whimsical.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I like to smile. I like to be happy. And I like to have things in my home that aren't too serious. Because when I walk out the door, there's a lot of serious stuff going on out there. And I have to be serious for many people. And I like my home to make me smile, and of course have things that I love. I mean, you can't see right now, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 behind me, 6 plants just in this little space. And because biophilia plants are something that I love. I have a zebra on the wall over here that has probably 15 colors there in him. And it's all kinds of things all over the house. And I keep them on my desk. I keep them everywhere. I have my little monkeys, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. So the speak no evil is by the telephone, and the see no evil is where my art things are. And, it's just, it makes me smile, like, okay, I'm happy. I'm going to make somebody else happy. And it's my surroundings that make me happy. And on the reverse of that, you've got to also make sure what doesn't make you happy. Did somebody give you something that you look at all day that you really don't like? Are you keeping yourself surrounded by pieces that are not healthy and make you happy? So getting back to my style, it's a happy style. And if it isn't that makes me happy, I just get rid of it. But basically it's contemporary, And I grew up in a home of the most beautiful antiques, and realized that that was my heritage, but not my taste. So it took me about 35 years to realize that. And that's what my book started, and how it's in my book, and it talks about how I realized that, and then changed my own world to be my taste and not my parents' taste.
I love that. Hey, will you grab that vase right behind you? I want to see that black and white vase. Other side. Other side.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So this is filled with water.
I love that. But yeah, look how fun the pattern is.
Yeah, it's just filled with water, so that when I see my plants start to droop, I just pour a little water into them, rather having to get up and out, and get water for them. And what is it sitting on? I found this somewhere. This is an old for an iron. Oh, irons. Remember, ladies, we iron.
Sure.
And so this is, I guess, where you rested it, but something appealed to me. I know my shapes. My favorite shape is triangle. So here it's a triangle, and circles. So the feet had circles, and lines. Okay, this incorporated all three of my favorite shapes. And I most of the things I have, I buy because I like them, and then I take them home and I go, oh yes, of course, I know why I like this. But it isn't always a conscious thing. Right. It's just that it appeals to me. And I think it's so important when you identify what it is that you like, and why you like it. So here, this was for an iron, maybe 50, 60 years ago, whatever it is. So I use it on my table here, and I just didn't know what to do with it. So I put this on it. Does it need it? No. But when I go to get the water and I see the base, I go, oh, that's nice. I like that.
And it's so happy.
It's all about me.
It should be.
And it should be.
I have to show you something funny, because when you say that, like, here's my logo.
Oh, yes. Look at that.
Look at the earrings I have on today.
And your ring.
And my ring. And my top. And it reminds me of your picture.
It's all your shapes. Okay.
So speaking of that,
yes.
I mean, this is the perfect segue into, because I have a charm business. Charms are symbols made into, wearable jewelry. They're they're your favorite shapes, or they're your favorite symbols. Everything has a meaning. And so sometimes you don't even realize that you attract these things that you love, that have deeper meaning. You and I were talking earlier, if there was a shape or a charm that would have significance to you, and you told me something really special. Will you tell me about that now?
Oh, about your charm?
About your charm.
Oh, about my charm. That's right. Kay blessed me with my own charm, which is a house. And in the house is a heart. And I am going to start, there it is. And I am going to give it going forward to every client and every consultation I make, and who knows where else. I'm just going to give them out everywhere. And it's been probably over 20 years that I have said a quote from Martha Stewart. And the quote is, I can teach you how to decorate your home, but only you can put your heart in your home. And that's what it is. And here's the charm to back it up.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
It's just so perfect, Kay. It's just so perfect. I'm so excited, and having your beautiful box to give it in. And who knows where else I can creatively think of working with it.
Well, I must tell you, Barbara, I mean, I just love working with you in all areas, but having a kindred soul that is so in tune with symbols and colors and all that stuff, it's just adds an extra element. So I mean, it's just been great over the years. I look forward to lots more fun together.
Absolutely. Go on forever, Kay.
And I could keep talking to you forever. I mean, Barbara is an author. She writes for a fabulous magazine, Trends Magazine. You do guest hosting articles, books. I want everyone to be acquainted with Barbara Kaplan. Tell them the very best place to find you. Is it on your website?
Yes, and I have three: barbarakaplan.com,
okay,
the Bajaro Method.com,
okay,
and barbaraspicks.com. And one will probably lead you to the other.
Okay, well, fantastic. Thank you so much for our time together, Barbara. You're a
It
very
was the
special
best.
person, very
Oh,
talented designer.
thank you, Kay, and you are talented in all that you do, and thank you for being in my life. I love
Oh, love you too. Bye.
you. Bye.